What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how and when and why I drive my 4 vehicles. Alright guys, so if you know me, if you've been following the channel, you know that I have 4 vehicles. We have the GTI, the S2000, the F-150, and we have E91 wagon that I'm still working on. So I need to get back on track with that thing. It's been on the jacks for about maybe like 2 weeks now, but I'm gonna change the oil before I take it off there because it's already up there and it needs an oil change. But let's start off talking about the S2000. The S2000 has a lot going on. I bought this thing just over 3 years ago. I bought it with the intention to have it be a project car for the channel, get more interest stirred up, make more videos, get more subscribers, just something else to do. So it wasn't just all focused on the GTI. It didn't go as planned, and I believe, I honestly think it's because the S2000 now is such a rare car that it's not super popular, like versus if I would have got a BRZ. I fully believe that if I would have got a BRZ or an FRS, would have done way better with views, new subscribers, just everything about it, which is fine. I mean, you shouldn't have a car just for that, but when you buy something like this to do content with, I would have liked a little bit better of a reaction or a little bit more engagement with it, but whatever, it's fine. In the end, when I don't do these videos anymore, I'm going to be way happier having an S2000 than I am having a BRZ or an FRS. So anyways, when I drive this thing, today's a beautiful day. We were just down in Cranberry, PA. I saw Jeremy Beggs. What's up, man? That car was looking awesome. But we went down there, top down. It's like 66 degrees out, I think. Kind of partly cloudy. Perfect day with the top down. Usually, like if it's in the middle of the day and it's just sun's blaring, it's terrible to have the top down. But it was nice today. That's the kind of the situation when I drive this. Basically, like nice days, I don't take it out when it's raining. Not because I'm like scared to drive the car in the rain, like, oh, it's a show car. It's just because this thing's fairly dangerous in the rain. I've had it out in the rain, and it just, if you hit boost in the rain and you're going around a turn or something, things can just happen very quickly and very bad situation can happen. So this car right now is my side piece, my project car, my Sunday driver, if you will. If I have any running around to do, I'll go get groceries in this thing. If it's nice out, I'll take this. This is like, it's a whole process driving this car. You gotta check the oil first when you get in it, start it up, make sure it's warmed up completely. You gotta get everything warmed up. The clutch has gotta get warmed up before it starts working right, before it's smooth. After every time I drive this thing, we get a lot of buildup on the sides with the screamer pipe blowing stuff off, so I'm always wiping it down and trying to like clean it up with quick shine before I take it out so it doesn't look like trash. This thing's like, it's an event taking this out, and I always feel like when I come back and I don't have a ticket in my pocket and I didn't get in trouble, it's like a blessing, because this thing is just so much fun and so exciting and such a fast car. It's just, I can't control myself in it. On to the next one. Alright guys, so now we are in the 2005 F-150, the FX4. I got this truck last June or July. Wanted a truck for around the house. We bought a house a year ago. There's a lot of situations where you need a truck to do things. I mean, getting furniture, moving stuff, throwing trash away whenever we were renovating the house. I'm the type of person that I like to be super self-sufficient. I don't like depending on people to do things, and it's not like people don't want to do things and help me out. It's just my own personal thing. Like, I don't want to bug somebody like, hey, can I borrow your truck, or hey, can I like borrow a trailer, or can I do this or that. That's like one of my main goals is I want to be able to have a truck and a trailer to pull my car around and not have to rely on people like Ben. I mean, like I said, it's not that Ben isn't 100% helpful and wouldn't stop on a dime or drop everything to help me when I want to, but I just want to be self-sufficient, be able to do my own thing on my own. And we're slowly progressing and getting to that point. But back to this truck. I use this for projects around the house. Like I said, we went and picked up some patio furniture last year. We stripped out the kitchen, threw some stuff away. It's nice whenever you want to go, like if you're going to buy something bigger that's not going to fit in your GTI or your other cars, it's just nice to have. And this thing was not that expensive at all. We got it at the auction for steel. It's got a little bit of an issue. It's got a check engine light. The cam phasers are going bad, so it's throwing a cam phaser code. We need to put the new cam phasers in there, but other than that, the truck's in good condition. The body's not rusted out for whatever reason. I mean, these F-150s around here, if you see them, the truck beds are usually just gone. But this one's in actually really good shape. The inside's in really good shape. It's an FX4, which is awesome. It's got the center console with the center shifter. We just put some wheels and tires on it, did the WeatherTech floor mats, and we did the leveling kit. Honestly, like, this is like a good little starter truck for me. I don't feel super comfortable. Like, I wouldn't drive this to like Myrtle Beach or the Outer Banks down there to camp, which would be so cool, but I don't trust the truck enough to do that. And eventually down the line, I want to get a newer, more reliable truck that we can drive long distances. But right now, this truck itself is scratching the itch, and it's helping me do things around the house that I need it to do. And I drive this usually whenever it's, if I'm not going to take the S2000 out, if I have some run around town to do, go get groceries, like I said, like this is like the bad weather S2000 at this point. But it's just good to have a truck. And it's funny, I haven't really had too many people ask me to do truck things for them. Even like last summer, we had a party here and we had a bunch of tables and chairs that my grandpa dropped off, and I was able to take them back to his house with the truck and do things like that. But it's just nice getting in this. I feel very safe in this. It sits high. It's a truck. I mean, when I drive the S2000, I feel like I'm on a motorcycle, and I have to drive defensively and be constantly looking like, is somebody going to pull out of me? Because like if we got hit head on in a stock F-150, we would get decapitated in that thing. So it's just nice, like I said, bad weather, snow, if it's raining, and it's good to be able to have the utility of a truck. So if you can afford it and you have the space, getting a truck's not a bad idea. All right, so on to the BMW E91. So if you guys follow this at all, if you've been around, Jackie used to have a Jeep Renegade, and we had an issue with it. Those things have a recall out for the cooling fans for the radiator that they just burn up. The motors on them burn up. And we got stranded one day because the fan stopped working. We had stopped at the Pet Boys. I ran inside, left the car on because it was hot. We had the dogs with us and wanted to keep the AC on. I come outside like 5 minutes later and there's smoke pouring out of the engine bay. It pukes all the coolant out of the pop-off valves, the safety valves on the radiator when the pressure gets too high. So we ended up ditching that. I was really split. I wanted to get her like a WRX or something like cool, like a manual, something she could learn on and whatnot. And I was searching around and I found this. And this thing is such like a cool car, like a rare, I think it's a rare spec. I mean, this blue is such a cool color. I love this tan interior. Like, I am such a big fan of two-tone tan interiors now. Like the S2000 has it, and it just looks so good in any car. Like white with the blue. Like it gives that like that exotic feel and that like luxury feel, and just looks so good to me. But when I saw it, like I said, the blue color, the fact that this is a wagon and you don't see these wagons like anywhere. It's got I think they're M Sport wheels, look really good on the car. It's got the interior, it's got this big freaking sunroof, moonroof, and it's just in good condition, and somebody took care of it. It's got the straight six. And honestly, after driving this thing for a while, like I would love to get like that same area, like a 2010, this is a 2011, but like a 2010 BMW. It's just, everything is just so simple in here. It's like, this is probably one of the last newer cars like BMW made that's just, it's still super analog. Like there's no big screen here, there's no backup camera, which is kind of a pain in the butt. We have analog gauges. It feels right in here. It just feels like classic, and like it just, I don't know. The only thing I don't like about this is it's an automatic, but it's to the point where Jackie drives it. She's not proficient at driving manual. She can do it, but she would get better if this was a manual and to be able to keep doing it and learning. But it was the right price. It was awesome. I loved it. To get to the point of this, the times that I usually drive this car is when we're going somewhere and there's a possibility that I might stay where we're going. Like for instance, like if we're going to the shop, back when like my S2000 was there, or I knew I was going to stay late and we were both going to go, I would drive this thing with her, go, and then I would either stay or Ben would drive me home or do something. Even if we go on a long road trip, it's just so nice to have this car to be able to, like, we both can drive it, jump from back and forth. And this thing's all-wheel drive, so we drove to Sandusky, Ohio in January, and it was going to start storming, and we ended up driving this thing, and it did fantastic, no issues at all. I was a little bit nervous just taking on that long of a drive. It was about, what did I just say? I think it was a little over 2 hours. We went to Kalahari. If you guys have ever been there, it's pretty awesome. With the all-wheel drive, I wanted to take this over the GTI. I mean, the GTI, it's like the tires are always shot on it because it's just the alignment's whacked. And the plans with this car, I really want to put it on air. I don't know how realistic that is. I mean, it's probably going to be anywhere from like $2 to $3 grand just for the air, and then I want to get a big set of rims, not wheels, rims, because that's what you put on a car that you put on air is rims. So that's like the goal for this bad boy. I really enjoy driving this car, and I would really enjoy to get even like a 1 Series around that time. I saw one just not that long ago that was a 2-door 1 Series. I think it was a 135i, same color, same interior. It was a manual. They wanted like I think it was like $5 or $6 grand on the auction site, and I really wanted to do it, but I'll talk about this a little bit later. It's getting to the point now where 4 cars is just a little much. Alright guys, so this brings us to the final car in the collection. It's the one you guys all know and you love. It's the 2017 Mark 7 GTI Apr Stage 2 tuned. Bunch of different stuff done to it. And I basically just drive this thing to work now. It's got high mileage, it's got 80,000 miles on it, almost 80,000 miles. For only being 3 years old, to me, this is my commuter. This is the car that gets the best gas mileage out of all of them. Unfortunately, the BMW gets pretty bad gas mileage because it's all-wheel drive, and you have to put premium in it, so that's another kick in the freaking nuts. This is just, I find myself only driving this car to and from work. And it's kind of unfortunate. My drive is not, it's not terrible. Before I hit the highway, there's a good stretch, like 15 minutes, where it's like back roads and like winding and stuff. It's pretty fun. And I'll click it into sport mode and put the pops and bangs on and run it through the gears and whatnot. Then I just jump on the highway and just cruise. The reason I feel like that is like, this is probably the most reliable car, the car that I trust the most. I think, unfortunately, like right now, with everything else I have, this is just the basic car. This is the one that probably excites me. This is the one that excites me the least, and it's kind of sad to think about. I love the way the car looks. We just put the roof racks on the other day. It's got the Aerofab stuff. It's got the wheels I love, the tires. It's lowered. It's tuned. It's fast. This is the perfect car if you just had one car. It does everything. It's got tons of room with the hatchback. It goes good in the wintertime if you have good tires. Gets good gas mileage, like I said. It's fun. It's fast. It's updated. There's tons of tech in here. It's just a good around car. But like I said, the only time I really drive this thing anymore is if I'm going long distances and I don't want to break down and I don't want to have issues. Like, we had to drive to Pittsburgh about a week ago, and this thing's nice because it's comfortable. It's small. We can go in and out of Pittsburgh. Like, I wouldn't want to have to drive my truck in Pittsburgh. I wouldn't even want to have to drive the BMW in Pittsburgh, with it being the wagon in the longer version. I mean, this thing, I can parallel park. It's super easy. How do you guys like the Pit Vipers? I'm freaking loving them. But anyways, guys, let me know what you thought about this. Give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. All right. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time. Peace.